Oh, Shrek, come on, give me a kiss.
People love my blowjob face.
It's a dictionary of dicks. What's wrong with this?
And mostly when I play, I'm like, I'm blowing shit up.
We have a self-jerking machine.
That's hot.
Aw, Mario, stop touching me. I'm your brother Luigi.
Pre-recorded live from across these great United States. Sometimes you like to play with other things, but let's play with ourselves.
Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play With Ourselves. This is episode number 15, right?
I don't know how you remember it. I don't know. I just accidentally punched my balls a little bit. It's a sadomasochism episode.
To celebrate podcast number 15, Paul punched himself in the balls. Okay, give us milestones, y'all. Can you comment some milestones here? So, like, episode 16, are we gonna, like, punch ourselves in the face or something? Burn our hands?
No.
Self-destructive things? Are we gonna have mantras where, like, you're ugly?
Oh, that took a really dark turn right there.
It did. Well, anyway, dark turns are our specialty, right?
Yes. Yeah. So how's your week been?
My week was okay. Working once again. I love that you always ask, what's new with you? I'm like, work. Technically not new, but it is a new experience every time I go. That's
why I'm horrible when people ask me. They're like, what have you been doing? Work. That's all I ever do. And then they're like, oh, tell me about that. It's the same thing I told you last time. I'm really bad at conversation, but...
You're good with me. You say hi.
You're like, that's enough. You can shut up, pretty boy. Oh.
That's fine. Be like, hi, listen to me. Oh, no, I was at work, and, like, the weirdest thing happened. These two, like, redneck guys came in, and they were flirting with me, like, something awful. They really were flirting with me, and they had super long hair, and one of them was really cute, but the point of this story is that they had these outrageous names. They really did. So they're, they're all flirting with me and being like, sweetie, you're so cute. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you too. What's your name? And, okay, so, like, one of the guys' name was Wolf, and the other one's was Thor. So we got Wolf and Thor. And I was like, I don't believe you. You guys are so silly. And then they're like, no. And I don't know why they showed me their licenses. It's like, it got like really, and I feel like a dope for not looking at the date of birth, because I was like, oh, dude, I should have done that. But yeah, guy's name was Wolf Archimedes, and the other one was Thor Hawk. So I got, like, Nordic rednecks flirting with me that day, and it's pretty surreal.
Did you get a lot of them at the yogurt shop?
No, that's why it was so surreal, is that I get nothing but, like, old women and sometimes old men, mostly old women. So it was a nice change, and flirting was fun. I forgot how fun flirting is. That makes me sound so, like I was in prison. I haven't, like, experienced the outside for so long. No, my job's pretty boring. I've been reading too much fanfic at work, so that's pretty much my thing. What about you? How was work for you?
Same old.
Yeah, pretty much me. We have boring lives, you guys.
Yeah, well, it's been more depressing because I've been watching Lions football, and they've been terrible of late. I have been doing some more Twitch stuff, though. I mean, I finished GTA on a stream on Saturday night, I think it was. Mm-hmm. And I think it was last Wednesday. I finally broke out Rocksmith, and I did a bass stream, which was really fun.
Yeah, so. I was there for that, and that was actually pretty cool. How does that even work? Do you connect your, like, is it electric, obviously?
Magic.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're not familiar with Rocksmith is a music game. It's kind of like Rock Band or Guitar Hero, but you use a real guitar and you play real songs.
So you actually have to know how to play.
It comes with a cable when you buy it that obviously plugs into, in my case, the PS3. You can use it on the computer or an Xbox, whatever. Mm-hmm. And the other end plugs in like your standard quarter-inch jack to the either electric guitar if you're using that or the bass.
Oh, well, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I was wondering how you did that. You're a good player then, because I can't. Dude, me and a guitar, fucking, as soon as I touch a guitar, all the fucking strings would break, and I'd just like run away screaming and catch on fire, and I'd just be like, ah!
Well, I would have offered to let you borrow my guitar and use it, but maybe not, no.
No, don't. I gotta go to. Do you know they have these really cute acoustic guitars at Walmart, and there's like a Disney princess one, and it's pink. And I was like, oh my god, I want that. But the thing is that it's like made for a child. So if I was sitting down, it would be like, if I was sitting down on my bed playing, it would be like a ukulele, because it's like so small. But yeah, I'd be interested in that. I gotta master one instrument at a time though.
Yeah, but you already play keyboard, so right?
I do. And actually, I had a moment of realization. I was trying to get some recordings of me playing onto my computer, and I did, and it didn't sound... It sounds like shit, to me anyway. And I realized, I was like, oh my god, maybe it's the way I'm recording it. And I think it's a little bit of that, because I'm doing the crazy, like, yeah, like, into the... What's it fucking called when you like have a headphone jack and then you put it into the keyboard, and then you have like a fucking thing that you plug into the back of your computer and one of the audio jacks, like the input for the microphone, and it sounds like shit. I don't know if you've ever done that before. It's like...
Are you talking about going in on the line in?
Yeah. Thanks. That was so hard to describe. But it sounds kind of shitty. But I had the realization today that my keyboard actually sounds really shitty, so I'll never have good quality things unless I buy a new keyboard.
Buy a new one, because at the end that sounds like such a depressing story. You're like, I'll never have good things.
I won't.
I've accepted it.
I did, like, and it kind of felt like a relief, because I was, even though the line in from the, line out for the headphone thing, like, it's really not that great of quality. When I realized it was mostly my keyboard, I was kind of like, oh, it's not really my fault then, okay. Because I kept thinking, I was like, I can totally tweak this, and then I was like, oh no, it's just the keyboard. So there was a happy, sad moment. Because I used to stress about that, because I really want to upload more piano videos, but you can't.
I've been waiting for those in a violin video forever, so...
Yeah, I don't have, like, violin. Oh my god. I don't even know how people get crystal clear stuff with violin. Probably have to get a really good microphone for it, but... I don't know. I don't have any money after buying me a new computer. Which is a dick, by the way. So remember how I was having internet problems?
Yes, last time after the last episode, when we record these, we record the tracks separately, and Gamerpixie sends me the audio, and we merge them together using magic. And last time, literally, we spent, 12 hours, 24 hours trying to have you send me the files?
An outrageous amount of time trying to just fucking send these files together to each other. And then we ended up using Dropbox, right?
Yep.
And the thing is that, like, yeah, I don't know, Dropbox does work a little faster, not entirely sure how, from the Skype thing with my internet. I'm not entirely sure how that happened, but it uploaded pretty quickly to Dropbox. And you know, sometimes before Paul will upload it or put it on iTunes, he'll actually send me just a raw WAV file or whatever of the entire thing edited. You did, and like my computer, the internet like crashed several times, so when I looked at Dropbox, it was like 75% like of the file coming in, and it stayed at 75% for like ever, like it didn't change. So, well then I looked it up on iTunes and I was able to listen to the episode, but still, like, that's how bad my computer was with the internet. And so I was, you know how like I was on your stream and I was on fucking this story's going all over the place, but I was on Paul's stream and I was just talking about how much my internet sucked and it kept coming in and out. So that night I was like, I'm gonna buy a wireless adapter or whatever, and I went to bed and I was uploading something while I was asleep, and when I woke up the next day, my internet had completely disappeared. Like, it was gone. The internal wireless adapter, it didn't exist anymore.
Your computer couldn't recognize it, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Or did someone come in and just rip out a piece of your hardware and ran? They're just like, I just need this one thing, goodbye.
That'd be really scary. No, but because I'd be like, how'd they do that so quietly? No, like it just freaking disappeared. It totally like it didn't exist anymore when I opened up the. Like, usually, even if you're not connected to the internet, you can, like, open up this little window that tells you the internet connections that are available. It was blank. So it's like, yeah, the thief in the night fucking stole my internet adapter. So that was kind of scary. For, like, 2 days I didn't have internet. And by scary, I mean, like, I just wanted to upload stuff, and then I couldn't, and it gave me anxiety. So, still, like, I had to do this whole rigmarole. I had to revert back to 8. There was this whole thing that, like, Windows 8 users for Lenovo, when they went to 10, their internet completely disappeared. So this is, like, a lot of people, this happened to them. And, finally got it fixed. I actually have it plugged into a repeater, and for some reason it works really fine that way. But I'm telling you, it took me 2 days to fix it, and it was really frustrating. So...
I'm glad you got it fixed. I would, like, freak out with no internet for, like, 2 days. It's like, what do I do? How do I upload? What do I watch?
Yeah, that's me too. It's funny, because I say freak out. I don't want to be like, oh my god, like, oh, this is the rich people problems, middle class people problems. But no, like, when you have, like, you know, a YouTube channel and you're kind of, like, consistent, like me, because I keep dropping in and out of consistency, I was like, yeah, I've been consistently uploading. Oh, fuck, my internet's gone. I guess that's really gonna bother me. Like, I had anxiety about it. It definitely bothered me. But now I fixed it. Not fixing it. It's done. And, it's pretty fast. So that's my little horror story of the week.
I'll admit there's been times on my past where the internet goes out for, like, 20 minutes, and I'm like, it'll never come back! I need the internet!
See, that was me, like... Well, I mean, like, when I got up and it was like, oh, there's no internet, I was like, oh, whatever, it'll come back on, you know, like 2 minutes. And then I checked it, and when it said there was, like, nothing, no, like, things to connect to, then I pretty much lost my shit. I was like, oh my god, it's gone for good! Ah! And I felt weird, because, like, I cursed it that night. I was like, well, if you're gonna come in and out, why don't you just stop? Dude, it totally stopped. It was like, okay, I'll take my internet elsewhere. But yeah, apparently there's a driver problem. Like, when it updates to 10, the driver in the Lenovo PC just does not fucking like it at all, and it disappears.
Well, I hope they have an update for that, because I'd be pissed, because you just bought that thing, what, like a month ago?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they don't have an update for it. They're pretending like it didn't happen. So they're making 10 create the driver. But I mean, I have the repeater, so technically I don't need the driver. But still, I dropped like almost $800 for this computer. It's kind of fucking frustrating when the internal wireless adapter just disappears. Yeah, so that was a little scary story there, but it ended okay. The prince visited. I didn't want to say the prince came. I'm such an idiot. Yeah, but the prince visited. He hugged me, put me on his horse, and then gave me internet, and we rode away into internet land.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, the modern prince. He was on his horse. By I mean horse, like motorcycle. Is that a modern?
Go sell that to Disney. It's the modern fairy tale. This is the prince women want.
Mm-hmm. It's just like the old prince, but he's wearing new clothes.
And he has internet.
Yeah. He's internet capable. Fuck. So yeah, that's my boring life stories of how I'm like such a fucking dependent ass bitch. I was like, oh, the internet, oh. And then, yeah, pretty much that. Finished recording Outlast. Outlast is done.
Did it feel good to finish Outlast?
It did. It felt, I mean, I didn't like the ending, so I was just kind of like, can you hear people talking at all? Can you? That's funny. Sorry about that. I have ghosts in my room. No, it felt good to finish, even though I didn't like the ending. I had to re-record that because I was in the original video. I was like taking everything in, and then I missed a note. I missed one single note. So I was like, okay, I'm going to re-record this. And then when I re-recorded and I read the note, it was like a sentence long, so I felt kind of dumb. I was like, oh, but it was good that I got to re-record it, because in a positive sense, like, the first recording was me being like, duh, good. And then in the second one, I was my thoughts were much more gathered, and I kind of did a review during the credits, and I felt like it was a good one. I put my thoughts out there about how I think. Just a preview without giving too much away. I think Outlast was an okay game. I don't think it was that good, though, either.
Are you saying you feel like it was overrated?
That's the first thing I say when I start reviewing it. I'm like, this game was way overhyped. Like, it was way, 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 way overhyped, because I know, like, in the beginning of the Let's Play, I'm like, oh, I'm so excited to play this, because I know it's so fun. I watched other people play it, and you know how people, they'll be like, oh, this game is so scary, you know, and they'll just, like, put this hype to it, and that game's not scary. It's not. It's like, after a while, you're like, no, it just gets kind of, I don't want to say it gets old, but it just, you, like, understand the formula, so it becomes less scary, and to me, scary isn't jump scares. Jump scares are just something that happens, because I think in games that aren't scary, you can have jump scares, and they still, we call them startling moments, you know? That's people driving your cars all loud. Yeah, so a hint to what I think. It's okay. There's a lot of flaws, though.
The truth is, Gamerpixie lives on a racetrack.
I do, you know, like NASCAR and everything, and I'm really nice, you know, what do they call them, pit crew? I, like, sit here with paper cups and a giant thing of orange juice, and I pour them out, and I give it to them as they walk past me. And they're like, thanks, doll, and then they give my head a little nuzzle with their hand, and then they walk away. I'm like, yeah, I'm doing something. That's how I contribute to life. Yeah, so Beat Outlast wasn't that great. You know, I was worried about spoiling it, like, that video, talking about what I thought about the game on the podcast, but I'm gonna say fuck it, because that's just a review, and I just won't give away that much about the game. So honestly, what Gamerpixie thinks about Outlast, it's overrated, there's a ton of flaws in it, and I don't think it was that scary. And so, it's like a out of 10, maybe 6 out of 10, or a 5.5 out of 10.
Wow, that's not great.
No, it's not, because the game is too fucking glitchy, and they reuse way too many things, and overall, it's just kind of crappy. I don't know how to say it.
See, I don't play enough horror games. Maybe I'll watch one, like, on Twitch or YouTube, but not even very often. I would think it's harder, and you can... Whoa, it's harder. What was I saying?
I don't know. I was like, what's harder?
I think it's more
my
difficult.
Heart is hard.
I think it's more difficult. What did you say? My heart is hard.
Well, mine is.
Oh, that's been like, I can love. I just choose not to.
Oh, wow, independent. Right
I would think it's more like if you're doing a movie, I think it's easier to make it scary because you have 2 hours, so stuff doesn't get old. I think if you're doing a game that has, you know, like 20 to 40 hours of gameplay, I think it's a lot harder to keep it fresh and keep it going.
And this too, like, well, I don't know, because like you can beat Outlast in like an hour. Like you can
Are you serious?
Yeah, you can beat it like a little over an hour. I saw a speedrun and it was only 45 minutes. So I mean, I think that's if you like. I don't know though if that's. I mean, like I looked at a couple of them and they were like an hour or 45 minutes, and I'm kind of like, whoa, did you? I know it's a speedrun, so you can't cut anything out, but I was like, that part where the doctor's talking to you and people are monologuing, it seems that's what would probably make the game a little slower, you know, like longer. But yeah, I do think. I don't know. I honestly, I don't want to say they didn't try, but they just really repeated a lot of the game stuff, like the tasks. You know how there's tasks? Like, remember in the beginning when you like go into the basement and they're like, "Oh, do these 3 valves," like, you know, interact with them, and then interact with the thing in the middle to turn the lights on. You do stuff like that a lot. And it's funny because they didn't really, what's the word? They didn't camouflage it too well. You know you're doing the same thing, so you're kind of like, okay, that's cool. Plus, if you know, like, if you watch my LP of it, like, everyone's the same. They just swapped features on them, you know? Like, they have these default cookie-cutter looks for each patient, and then what they end up doing is just swapping them around and stuff, and then you see the same one, you know, and you'll see a different one, and you're like, well, that's the same face as the other guy, he just has a different body model. There's only 2 body models, too. And what really gets me, it breaks immersion. You know how the cops, if you've seen this game, there's a lot of body models for like these deceased security guards, and they're like slumped over or something. You see like the same pose like 5 billion times. It's kind of, I don't know, it bothers me. It's like,
There's one nice. Part of the game where Gamerpixie is walking through, it looks like a prison. It's a part of the asylum. And there's one guy in a cell, and there's a guy in a cell on a lower level, and they are doing the exact same movements at the exact same time.
Yeah, they were synchronized, and I was kind of like, dude, I don't mind the synchronization, but don't make it so you can look at the characters at the same time, you know? I was like, maybe if someone behind me was doing the same thing, but no, it was right there. Plus, do you remember the guy going down the drain, like hugging the wall and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a guy's like hugging the wall, and he's kind of like moving his hands as he walks sideways with the wall. That animation is reused so many fucking times. Like, I say in the mock review that I do, I'm like, that it becomes less like enriched environment and like seeing a guy, it becomes less of that, more like, oh, obligatory dude being crazy hugging a wall thing, because you see it so much. I'm just saying, like, certain things like this really broke immersion for me.
I would think horror is the genre. All genres, to get into the story, you have to be able to suspend your disbelief, and you're trying, and I think horror is probably the most important with that.
Yeah, no, it suspended my disbelief that there would be that many people doing the same thing. But, yeah, but, I mean, positives. We always gotta have a positive here. Voice actors were really sexy. They had sexy voices. Miles the Tractor's man, when he gets beat up, he goes, ah! And I'll tell you what, sexy sounds of pain. Also, Traeger sounds cool, too. The doctor.
That's what I love about Gamerpixie. She's in the middle of this horror asylum where people want to do evil things to her, and other people are having evil things done to them, and people are fucking corpses, and she's like, that voice is sexy, and it works for me.
Well, you know, like, sometimes you're like, oh my god, ah! Oh, that looks nice.
Yeah, the brothers are like, I want to eat her liver and skin, and you're like, I don't like that, but I do like your voice.
I do, like, I mean, if you're in a situation, like, can you...
No, I'm pretty sure in that situation I'm not going to be like, oh, your voice is nice, but you want to dismember me and eat me. I'm okay with it.
Well, I mean, like, there's certain things you can't... It's just, you can't... Your brain, it's just like, you cannot... You just can't separate. I don't know what the word is. Like, I'll always think that guy's voice is nice, even if he wants to kill me. I may not admit that his voice is nice, but in my brain, when he talks, a certain chemical in my brain releases that says, ooh, he's got a nice voice. And it's not overridden by fear, because my fear is very... It's like a child that ate way too much candy. Oh, by the way, questions about candy, right?
One of the questions this week is from Tenlo Soul. His question is, what is your favorite kind of candy?
My favorite candy is you, Paul, because you're so sweet.
Oh, put me in a wrapper and take me out, because otherwise I'll suffocate and die.
Okay. I was like, you know, I'm going to say something really dark here. I was like, no, I'll let you out. I'll just, there you go. You're out.
How's that dark that I lived?
Well, no, I was thinking about keeping you in there until you fainted. Oh. And then I'd open you up and then I'd put you somewhere and you'd be like, where was I? This is starting to sound really weird. No, but seriously, what's your favorite candy?
I don't have a favorite. I'm kind of a candy whore. It's whatever I'm in the mood for. When I go to the
candy doesn't pay you to eat it?
I wish it did. Oh my god, it'd be even fatter if it did. Yeah, Twix, I'll take your $20. Get in my mouth. That's not how I eat a Twix. That's not how I eat a Twix.
You don't?
No.
Oh, no, you don't?
I don't. I don't deep throat a Twix. I like chew it.
Oh, people don't do that?
Well, some people don't.
Oh man, I've been doing it wrong all these years, man. No, but what? Twix, is that your favorite now? Huh? Choosing favorites?
No. Usually when I go to the store, what I'll end up getting, if I have the money, is usually I'll get Skittles, and I'll get the Starburst jelly beans, because those are. Well, I love Skittles. Skittles are, taste my rainbow.
Okay.
Isn't that how it goes? Isn't it something like that?
Taste of the rainbow.
Derp. No, I had words.
Reading rainbow.
Those just work well that you can pour some in a cup and have as much or as little as you want, and they're tasty treats,
Yeah.
so.
You said Starburst jellies?
Yeah, Starburst jelly beans. They have, like, Starburst and, like, jelly
Dude, I've
beans.
never had those before. I know you've talked about them, but I've never had them before. I'm a weirdo. Like, I don't like jelly beans. When I eat them, they make me feel creeped out. I can't describe it because they taste okay. There's just something about them that, like, I eat them and it feels like some, like, really, really gross ass, like, witch hands or the fingers are, like, dancing up and down my shoulders. I can't describe it.
Well, that's kind of why I can't eat gummy anything. When people are like, gummy bears,
Do you
gummy
feel that
worms,
too?
I'm like, the texture of gummy stuff makes me want to vomit. I'm like, oh,
Oh,
God,
really? The
no.
texture of it?
It's
I don't
gross.
know. It's jelly beans, because it's not even the texture. It's just like I get this weird feeling when I eat them. It's a weird sensation. I must have a jelly bean ghost. Like, I only come in contact with them while I'm eating jelly beans.
Was
I
it
don't know
someone
why
who
it touches
died in
my
a jelly
shoulders.
bean factory explosion?
Yeah, and I'm like the only person that he can like communicate with, so he's decided to stick with me, I guess. Jelly beans, like, they can, like, that company can put almost any smell into, like, the flavor of a jelly bean. Do you know that? They can get, like, almost any taste. Like, any flavor. Like, you know how they get dirt? You can have dirt flavored ones and stuff?
Well,
And the vomit flavored ones?
yeah, that's not really what I usually buy.
No, but haven't you eaten the Birdie Bops?
No,
Birdie
the
Bops?
idea of eating something disgusting, I was like, yeah, I'll pass on that. That doesn't sound
Well,
good.
they have good ones, too.
Well, sometimes
Like
it's okay to
peppermint.
eat vomit and dirt, because there are other things that are good.
There are, but I mean, you know, it's like if you watch Harry Potter, it's fun to be like, yeah, but their vomit tastes like when you burp and you got, like, heartburn. It's, like, insane. I don't know how they did that. So that's your favorite candy? Sicko.
You were the one who brought that up, not me. What are your favorites?
Well, I do declare mine are on a little bit of the old-fashioned side. I recently came back from my annual meeting with old women.
So, like, Werther's Originals, the rainbow candies that stick together?
Oh, no, I'm talking older than that. I'm talking people who actually make their own candy.
Molasses cookies? That's not really candy,
Those
but-
are weird. It's not just ginger. No, they're not. Never mind. I got a tie today. It's either, Divinity or chocolate fudge. Homemade chocolate fudge is so freaking good, and I will inhale it. Like, if someone made an entire, like, fucking sheet of it, like, say goodbye. Because in an hour, it's going to be gone, man. That stuff is good. And Divinity, have you ever had Divinity before?
No, I don't even know what that is.
Oh, dear God.
Is that fancy
well-
chocolate for fancy people?
No, it's actually not chocolate. It's
Oh.
like this white, fuck. It's like...
White fuck? Well, that's weird.
It's white fuck. It tastes good. No, it's... You gotta look it up. Seriously, look it up. Because it's like this white, very... This is gonna sound gross at first, but white, very sticky type stuff. I swear to God they sell this in stores, and not just sex stores.
It's not some guy in the corner offering you a treat, is it?
His name is David the Divine David. Have you seen that?
No.
Okay. Oh, that's funny. Look that up, folks. No, Divinity. It's like it's like corn syrup and sugar and vanilla, and it creates kind of this, like, it's like marshmallow. Why the fuck did I not say that earlier? It's like marshmallow, but without the, like, not sticky outside. Just imagine, like, the stickiness of it. It's really good. Like, oh my God, it's so good. That's something, it's so sweet, too, that you can kind of feel your mouth start to hurt. I don't know if you've ever done that where you've eaten something so sweet that it hurts your mouth a little bit.
No?
No, that's normal, okay?
I was gonna say maybe you should see a dentist, but okay, whatever, man.
No, it's like the end of your taste buds, like at the back of your tongue, they start to hurt because there's just too much sweetness in it. That's my favorite. I like, you know what, Divinity. I've been in a chocolate mode for the past couple weeks, but I think Divinity takes the cake right now. Cake is good too.
Cake is. How do you get in chocolate mode? Are you like, chocolate mode activate?
I must confiscate your chocolate. Gross. Drop your chocolate to have 60 seconds to comply.
Do you wear like a bucket on your head with a face drawn on it and eyes, like eye holes poked in it? I am a chocolate robot. Must destroy humanity if I don't get chocolate. Thank you.
I'm going to go to the store and buy it. Like, I'm the most nice, like, I guess when I can't buy it anymore, I'll start.
I assumed you were stealing it, but I would like the idea that you're waiting in the checkout line with your robo bucket head on there, waiting to purchase your chocolate.
I'm just standing there, and there's like a woman behind me with their child. I'm like, you go ahead of me. It's fine. I have the time.
I have niceness circuits.
Niceness circuit. I have a heart. I am a machine, though. That's very deep. To say that I'm a machine. I am a machine. I'm a cog in the entire fucking fuck that is our lives.
I thought you meant more that the human body is a biomechanical machine, but okay, that works too in a more metaphorical way.
Yeah, I was going for metaphorical, but we can go biological and metaphorical. It'll be like one of those philosophical books that's like, oh yeah, like the soul is like a bird, and then you're like, well, technically, like the feelings in our brains, like we'll have like little cliff notes for actual biological.
I have a bird soul. Can it be a hawk? Can it fly down and peck people's eyes out? Ah!
Is that the bird or the people?
Either or. I don't know why they'd sound like birds, but that's cool too.
Does your soul really want to peck people's eyes out?
It must, because I think that would be cool.
Well, you think you can't. What do you feel deep down inside?
I feel like that'd be a good idea.
So your soul wants to inflict pain on other people's eyes.
Yeah.
Okay. Glad we had this conversation.
Well, don't you ever have people like that? You're like, ah! I am like that every day because I'm kind of a jerk.
I've never really wanted to go places and see people that I don't like and then have my chest bust open and then a giant hawk flies out of it and starts pecking people's eyes out.
That makes it sound even cooler, to be honest.
That does sound really cool, right? And then it flies back into your chest and then you have like a liquid Terminator thing and just goes...
I'd just be like, what?
What did you see? Like your shirt's all ripped. You got like the fucking on a book cover or something, showing all your body.
Don't make me go all hawk soul on your ass. Mm.
You're like, oh, I can't reach that detergent on that shelf. Flies and gets it for you.
That's what I would use it for mostly. You have these like amazing like soul powers, and you just sit on your ass. Get me a beer, Soul Hawk. Look at the woman next door. Oh, yeah.
Dude, that sounds problematic. Like, maybe, you know what? Maybe so we don't abuse this power, like, whoever gave it to us, I don't know. He who shall not be named, not Voldemort. Maybe it really hurts, though, when our souls bust out of us. Do you think it would hurt?
I don't know. I've never died.
Wait, are you saying that every time the bird busts out of us, we die?
No, but I'm just saying that's the only other parallel. That'd be kind of funny if every time it shot out, your body just collapsed.
Oh yeah, if you died and then it came back and then you were like, what happened?
Well, hopefully you'd remember that you just, like, sent your spirit animal soul thing to attack people.
Well, dude, like, what would happen if, like, you sent your soul out as a bird and it was just kind of, like, flying to do things and then it got caught by a bigger bird?
I don't know how that works with if it'd be corporeal or not, or... Like a bigger soul bird or a bigger bird in general? Or big bird on Sesame Street?
Just a bigger bird. Like, what if... big bird. There's a soul. I can't do a good big bird. I don't even remember what he sounds like. No, not big bird. Like a... okay, like an eagle.
Yeah. So you're saying I'm gonna go from the heights of victory of, oh, my soul bird ate your eyes. Oh god, I'm being attacked by a condor.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and then like, do you think like if it didn't kill you?
We don't have condors where I live, so I'm not worried about that.
Okay, bitch. I see what you're doing there, and you know what? That's fine because some of our souls. I only have one, but some of us have souls that are stronger than others.
So you're implying somebody would have a stronger, meaner soul? I don't like that idea.
That's me. I'm growing up in places where, like, if I set my soul free, it could get eaten by fucking anything. We have bald eagles here.
That sounds very patriotic.
Yeah, they're cute. Sometimes I see them in fields, and they have those scally faces. It's very nice. Anyway, soul talk over. I don't know.
Where are these freedom fields with eagles? I want to go there. Do they have little American flags?
Oh yeah, they do. Well, they got little what do you call them? Little
beaks?
kerchiefs.
Oh.
Yeah, they got little kerchiefs tied around their neck, and it's the American flag. It's so cute. And they're endangered too. So just let's kill that moment. I don't know why I felt like I had to say that. So candy to souls busting out of our chesticles. What's the second question? We got a couple questions here.
Eccentric in Texas asked, what is your favorite all-time book?
I bet you Paul has like a really good answer for this because he reads a lot.
I hardly ever read, actually.
But you used to read a lot when you were a kiddo,
yeah,
right?
That was a long time ago in 1910 before the stock market crashed.
Oh, gee, that's way before the stock market crashed. Oh, 1910. So you'd be...
Well, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
I guess I'll go first.
Okay.
Because I clearly have my brain in one spot. There's this book I got at it's like a secondhand store or whatever. And the title of it is Life is So Good. And it's one of those stories. I actually have it on my shelf right now. And I'm going to pull it out just because I want to say who wrote it. But
I bet it was an author.
Arthur?
Author.
And I say, hey, what a wonderful kind of day.
I did that in a stream I was doing the other day. Character's named DW, and I was like, Arthur, are you around?
DW. Hey! And then he falls, and then that's the end. She killed him. Alright. Life is So Good. It's written by two people. It's written by George Dawson and Richard Globman. And it's about this guy who, he's really... The book starts off, he's really old and he wants to learn how to read. Actually, he's like fucking, like, 90-something years old and he's learning how to read, like, at a first grade level. Basically, to give you an idea, he's an African-American gentleman from the South. Not too long after... Well... slavery had been abolished, but I'm not entirely sure how long after, he was born and stuff. Probably a while since he's got, internet and stuff now. But he's almost 100 years old. So basically the book is, a biography about him, pretty much just persevering through, horrible, treatment and discrimination and all that stuff. And he slowly makes his way, to the North where things are a little better. Actually, I was surprised reading this book how much crazy stuff was happening in the North too, how people were treating African Americans. And it's just fun because he's really positive about it, so stuff can be really negative, certain situations and things that just happen to him. He always has a positive spin on things, and it's really inspiring to read a book about some guy who had it really, hard, and he just works through it, and is still positive, and he's 100 years old, and he learns how to read, and it's just really sweet. I like it. I'm not doing it justice, but if you can find a copy of it and you're into that sort of stuff, because it's...
What was it called again?
It's called Life is So Good.
Is it nonfiction or fiction?
It's nonfiction. It's actually this guy's autobiography, so...
That's really cool.
I like it. It's sweet. I don't describe it. I don't do it justice, but it's a lot of fun to read. It's... Meow! Okay. I'm a kitty cat. Alright. Technical difficulties there, sorry. The mic went out. So basically, good book, heartfelt story, inspiring, blah. Mic had to go out just when I actually had an emotion and was saying shit. And I don't even know where my soul, you might say, has flown to a different tree, and I have no idea where the fuck it is. So, Paul, what you doing laughing over at me? What you doing? What you doing? He's laughing at me. Come on.
Well, what happened is, you're talking about this really, this really interesting story about a guy who had to suffer through things, and I had to burp, and I'm trying to do it incredibly silent so I'm not being rude and disrespectful.
No. You could have burped. I would have laughed so hard if you just
burped. You would have been like, this poor man, he had to live through the Jim Crow era and all this racial strife and maybe the race riots, and I'm like, brah, brah.
You just burp, and it's, you know what, if it's a natural human thing, I doubt anyone will get mad at you. I wouldn't get mad. I thought it was funny, because I thought you were like, I was explaining something, you were like, listen to this bitch over here.
No, that's not how I am, thank you.
No. You know what, everyone, I think, you know why people do that? Because a lot of people are like, Paul, you're so mean,
A lot of people say that? That's news to me. What?
No, like, people will tease you. They'll be like, oh, you're so mean. You know why they do that? It's because you're, like, the nicest person we know.
Not always, but thank you.
Well, to us, you are. You may be mean to that guy in the back door that we talked about off the podcast, so no one's going to know what we're talking about. So, Baby Cakes, what is your favorite book thus far in your life?
Well, so I decided I was going to kind of cheat. I actually have 3 answers. That's cheating. I divided into fiction and nonfiction. For fiction, my favorite is Huckleberry Finn, because that's like a story of like 2 people who become best friends that are from different worlds and learn to care about each other more than the kind of corrupt society around them. Mm-hmm. And then Alice in Wonderland, because I don't know, it's just fun and silly and it's imaginative and it's truly written like a dream. There are a few things that are really written like a dream.
Yeah, I can see that.
And then for fiction, probably the book I have read the most in my adult life is Born Standing Up by Steve Martin, which is basically, it's an autobiography by Steve Martin about his stand-up career. And I've been in the entertainment industry for a long time, and for anyone in the entertainment industry, particularly comedy, it's a great read because you see how much one of the funniest guys ever just struggled and how many years he put into it where nothing happened before he finally hit success. So it's a fun read because he's a really smart, intelligent guy and he knows how to write well, but it's also inspiring if you've gone through some similar things. So
yeah, so it's kind of like, I don't know, you understand some of his struggles.
Yeah, and it's nice to have someone else, when you read about someone going through what you did, it makes it a little easier to be like, okay, I'm not the only one. Somebody else had to deal with this too, so.
Yeah, it's kind of reassuring. You're like, okay, someone else worked through this. It's funny because he had more than one answer. It's usually me who has, like, the ungodly amount of answers. I mean, I just want to let you know. Life is so good. That's my favorite book right now. I read more, too.
I was impressed. Well, yeah, Gamerpixie reads a lot more than me. There's a site called Goodreads where you can go on there and, like, rate books you've read. And she was like, you should go on there so I can see what you've read. And I'm like, I hardly ever read books. She's like, you should go on there. And I was like, okay. And, like, she's always reading stuff, so.
I do. I have a favorite Nancy Drew book. But the way I favorite things is, like you said, in, like, fucking their own category. Like, favorite worst book has to be one of the Nancy Drews, because those are god awful. And then favorite fiction, I don't know, like, I have a couple. But anyway, yeah, that's my favorite book today.
I'll admit,
Paul had, like, super smart answers.
I'll admit I overthought it when you came out with a good nonfiction book. I was like, I was glad I had a nonfiction book. That's the only one I'd written down. But I was like, oh no, am I being frivolous that I picked a fiction book? Because normally I hardly ever read fiction. The only fiction I've read in the last couple of years I can think of is Terry Pratchett's Discworld books. I've slowly started to get into those, but usually I don't read much fiction, if any. So.
Dude, I don't know, like, I'm so weird. It's like whatever I feel like. It's kind of like the candy thing, you know? But...
So you're saying you don't read books you don't feel like. I got you.
Yeah, no, seriously.
You're like, that book I hate. Not reading that one today.
No, it's so true. Like, I feel bad. I bought a book off of Amazon, and I was like, oh, this is one of my childhood favorites. And I was like, I'll read it, and I don't care if it's, like, for 12-year-old girls. I'm still gonna read it. And then I got it, and I was reading so much fan fiction that for some reason I was just like, nah.
Wait.
Not today.
So you have some, like, classic, like, no pigs would die or something. You're like, this does not beat Batman and Superman hooking up in fan fiction.
That's kind of what I've been reading, too, but... No, it's just, like, at the time, because I'm reading it now, but it just was funny, because I got it, and I was super excited about it came in the mail, and I was like, yeah! And I was just like, well, I'm still on, like, chapter 3 of this fanfic about Ellis and Nick from Left 4 Dead, so, like, I guess I should finish this first. Oh, look, there's another one! I actually read a really good one. Like, I know, yeah, Ellis and Nick, perfect pornographic couple, and yes, some of the fanfics are like that, but I read one that was like 22 chapters long, and it was actually really good, and I was like, oh, I'm glad I read this, and there was like hardly any sex in it, which is disappointing, but at the same time, it didn't fuck up the story, so.
Did you read Resident Evil ones?
Not yet. I kind of don't, because the last time I looked up Resident Evil fanfic, it was like, it's like Nemesis having sex with
Ew.
Wesker, and I was like, how? I don't know how.
Why?
I mean, that's I don't know. Well, like, and I was like, that's not even a nice mental image. I mean, I know some people are into that sort of thing, and I'm not saying that. You know what? That's cool. I don't think it's wrong that you're into that, but I'm not gonna lie, that's fucking gross, and I have no idea how that appeals to you.
I thought totally right away you'd find something with like Jill and somebody, but
oh yeah, like Jill and Rebecca, or Jill and Wesker and Wesker. But I haven't read, because I keep reading Left 4 Dead stuff, because I keep finding new stuff. Do you know they have fanfic for Outlast?
Isn't that game kind of fanfic, if you think about it?
Well, for me. I told my brother this, and he, like, completely fell apart when I was like, oh my god, Outlast! Finally, a game that placates to women! My brother was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I was like, well, usually see naked women and stuff. You don't see a lot of naked men.
Let's be honest, though. If that game was all naked women, someone would complain.
Oh, no, they would. Well, actually, I think they would complain for different reasons. They'd probably be like,
They'd be like, that's sexism.
Yeah, they probably... No, I'm serious, they probably would, which is kind of stupid, because it's like...
If most guys
who you are.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're probably going to say the same thing that I'm going to say. Go ahead.
I'd say most guys want to get past the first few minutes of it, so...
Oh, well, yeah, that. I was going to say that it's like... equality... What's it called? This is my saying. Like, equality and equal...
Whoa, are you saying no one else can believe in equality? It's your thing?
It's my kind of equality. My equality means that we're all equal, but you can't believe your own thing, so... That's a different thing.
I thought you meant your equality meant naked guys in prison was your equality.
Well, I think if a game with women...
That pause meant you were like, I do like that idea.
No, I do. Like, I'm not against it. I'm just saying that I think in today's society...
Wait, you're not against imprisoning men and making them be naked? Isn't that a little
immoral
wait.
We're talking in media. We're talking media, though, right? Or are we talking
you mean you
want
to tape it when you do that?
I don't need to do that in real life. It's already done.
What?
Yeah, I don't need to... Hold on.
Is that the noise we heard earlier in the podcast? You're like, shut up back there. I'll feed you when I'm ready.
Yeah, no, it's... You proved my point. I have someone here with me. No, I was just... What the fuck are we talking about?
What?
Help us, she gives us orange juice. Alright, that's the pit crew, okay? Have them in the back. That's all I ask for.
Now I just imagine you... like in some like white suit with like a cane, and you like drinks the orange juice, and you hit the bars with the cane. Drink it good.
It's got calcium. It's not naturally in there, but it's there.
It's good for you, because that's the mixture of like a little perverted, but still, this is something good for you, and I care.
How's that perverted? It'd be perverted if I was like petting him as he was drinking, which is something I might do to my significant other someday. I'll be like, drink. And then he'll just laugh at me, because hopefully I actually marry someone who's compatible with me. God dang, I actually had like some sort of crazy ass political thing to say. We don't usually, I don't think we've ever gone into a political opinionated sort of thing here. Oh, look at Paul, he's like, get ready. Pitcher's winding up.
No, it's okay. When we do the podcast, I'm on camera because a lot of my responses are silent. I'm a quiet person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and so that way Gamerpixie can play off of that. And I wasn't thinking about having my camera on, and like I dropped something on my shirt, so I was just digging to get it out. And then I was like, oh crap! It's one of those moments where you forget somebody's looking at you and you're just like, Rrr.
Dude, that's a good points for you though, because I didn't actually notice.
Oh,
All
no,
I noticed
it's
is when you
worse.
were
I
kind of
didn't-
covering your face, and I think you were doing that because you were laughing.
That is true.
I need to get a camera to make it fair. But yeah, no, I was just gonna make the point that, like...
You want naked men in prison?
No, well, yeah. Yes, everyone does. Who doesn't? Men have to be naked sometimes, and prisoners are no exception. No, I was just gonna make the point that it's a double standard. I think that the fact that there were men there, it was less... Like, people complained, right? Because of violence. It probably wasn't violence towards men, honestly. I don't think many people complained about that. But I do think that if there's the same game but with women, I do think there would be this uproar of, like, oh, that's violence against women, blah, blah, blah. I really do. And that's my opinion. You know, no one has to agree, disagree. Like, I really think that would have... It's a double standard. And I was thinking that while I was playing the game, because I made the joke. I was like, there's no women here, ha ha. And then I was like, wait a minute. There's no women workers either, but...
And there is a woman's ward you don't go into, right? Because then you come to a map and you're like, oh, there's the woman's ward?
You're actually in there at some point, but in the story, in the actual story, they don't have... they don't treat female patients under the false guise that they're like, oh, we don't have the facility to, like, take female patients, but in actuality, like, Walrider can give women phantom pregnancies, which is nice, you know, that's not creepy at all. But yeah, so but I just there's no female workers either, and I don't know if that was actually a political thing, like they were afraid of people getting mad at them for putting women in there and getting all fucked up. I think it might have been because the male body models aren't that great, so they may have not been, you know, they may have not made, like, the greatest of female body models either.
That's what I was like when I drew cartoons. I was like, this is supposed to look like a woman, but this did not come out right.
Seriously. Because they've done that. There's actually, like, you know, games have gone back and changed things because they were either afraid that they were going to get criticism for it, or they did get criticism for it, and it was like something that, in my opinion, was just kind of dumb. I only have 2 examples in my head, which sucks because I know there's more of it, but you know, what are you gonna do? People got opinions and they see things sometimes very differently than the general public sees them. So
in this game Outlast, like the main bad guy who goes crazy, we can agree he goes crazy, right?
Well, who's the main bad guy?
The guy who, we're not talking about the people who run the institution. The guy who's, like, fucking with you in the institution. The bald dude with the finger paint dude.
What? What? Oh, you mean Father Martin?
Yes.
Oh, dude, he's not actually a main bad guy.
Well, he's a bad guy, right?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Do you ever have a point in the game where like earlier in the game, there's this
well, he you know,
there's
dies.
There's this diagnosis thing that's like, oh, maybe we should let him keep finger paints. It's worth it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
At any point when you run into this guy, are you like, hey, do you want to finger paint? Like, that should be an option, and then you guys sit down and finger paint and blood, and everything's happy.
It would, but we don't have any palettes. I mean, yeah, we don't have any.
You got the walls.
Yeah, but they're not good quality.
They're already smeared with crap and blood all over the place.
It's true, but they are a little, what's it called, chipped, so when you paint over them, it cuts your fingers up a little bit, and then it ruins the line. Father Martin, he knows what it's like to paint on a real canvas, so I'm afraid we can't go down. You know, once you go good, you can't go back.
This is the same argument I would have with Gamerpixie if we were really in that crazy asylum thing.
Oh,
I'd be
yeah,
like, you're doing this thing again, and you're like, no, see, it doesn't work for this reason. I'm like,
I'd be like, no,
just put your finger in the blood and paint.
Yeah, but Father Martin's too busy being like, oh, you're my holy child, give me a kiss. And you're like, what the fuck, Father, paint. And he'd be like, I can't, I'm too busy touching you. Your face.
You see, if he had finger paints, maybe his fingers would be busy elsewhere. That's all I'm saying.
Well, hey, you know what would be a cleaner palette if, like, Miles took off his shirt and turned around? Well, no, I'm serious. Like, his back is probably the least fucked up out of his body. He can't finger paint.
I don't think you can. You can be like, fingers. Oh, he's too busy molesting me. Oh, my shirt came off.
Oops. Oops, man. Oh, man, I lost some weight. My belt is unbuckling. Father, it's the power of God.
Are you writing fanfiction about that next? If I go on, like, a forum, will I find it? Oh.
No, but you'll find stuff that's worse.
Oh.
So, yeah, there's a one where, oh, God. Like, Traeger and Miles are, like, sexing each other. And unfortunately, it has, like, no real story in it. It's kind of like the plumber went over and was like, oh shit, I forgot the pipes that go in the ground, but I didn't forget my pipe.
Isn't that like half a fan fiction, though?
Oh, not always. Seriously, there's fan fiction there's no sex in it at all. And I've read some of that. There's more fan fiction for Whistleblower, though, because of the groom, so...
I learned something new. I'm just taking that all in. It's like, wow. I never really got into fan fiction. I don't read a lot, but
it's gross. I feel gross to say this. Like, I need to go take a shower, but I've read like maybe 80% of the Outlast fan fiction. I'm serious. I have. I'm a bad person. No, but it's most of it's like just sex, and if it's not sex, it's like really, really artfully written. You know how the game is stealth and how you're hiding? They like write about it, but super artfully. It's like, it's crazy. It's insanity.
Yeah, I hate stealth in games. I'm like, I'm an American. I should be able to shoot everything up.
I'm an American. No, you'll see. I don't know if you noticed that. I don't know if you've actually seen enough episodes yet, but I kind of say fuck it to...
Yes, there's an episode where Gamerpixie is like, you know what, enough of the stealth stuff, and she just starts running around. I'm like, this is
dumb. And then I do it for the rest of the video, or the rest of the series. I'm just like, this is stupid. Well, as soon as you realize dying is not actually a bad thing in that game, you're just kind of like, okay... Alright, there's really no incentive to stay alive, if that makes any sense. Like, if you fuck up a little bit and you die, you're like, whatever. Plus, it's kind of hard to die in that game, especially when you're playing on normal, because for some reason, enemies get stuck on walls and they clip through them, and you can do, like, the teabagging thing, which actually worked! We talked about it last episode.
I think that would ruin it when, like, if you're watching a Nightmare on Elm Street film and Freddy Krueger gets stuck on the door jamb and can't get by, you're gonna be like, well, you know what, this isn't as scary as it was before.
No, and then that's another reason I was like, it gets less scary is because it was so glitchy. Plus, I'm the kind of person that if I get mad at something, it breaks all immersion. And the fact that dialogue would just disappear in that game or get really quiet made me really mad. So it would make most of the game not scary because I would progress while I was still angry. So I was like, what the fuck, that ruined it for me.
You know what, that's one of the things that pisses me off the most is when there's bad audio balancing in a game. It's the 21st century. If you're going to spend that much money and time making a game, spend a little bit of time balancing the audio.
Well, or at least, like, making it so it doesn't glitch out, because it literally, like, the glitch is, like, Traeger doesn't fucking talk, and I was like, that was a really nice, beautifully recorded dialogue thing of him talking, and then it completely, for some reason, I don't even know what kind of glitch that is, where dialogue will just disappear. And yeah, no, it happens. Like, I'm talking to this one guy, this is near the end of the game, I'm talking to this one guy, and he's talking, and he's at a normal level, and then there's a glitch that happens, and then all of a sudden he's like, it sounds like he's far away, but he's in the same spot, and I'm like, but I can replay the game, and he'll sound loud throughout the entire thing. Like, I have no idea what kind of glitch that is, but it's really annoying. And the music does that too. The music will be really loud, and all of a sudden it gets, like, really quiet, and not in a atmospheric way, it just gets fucking quiet. Yeah. I like how in maybe, like, 3 episodes of the podcast, I'm like, oh, I got Outlast, I'm so happy, and in the middle, like, oh yeah, I'm playing it, it's getting less scary, and then this episode where I'm like, oh my god. Like, that game was overhyped, and I fell into the overhyped canal along with everyone else.
Well, for what it's worth, you'll never be worse than I was about Assassin's Creed, because remember how many times I'm like, I want to murder everyone that had anything to do with this game.
Well, you know, I think Assassin's Creed, like, your playthrough might have been probably way more aggravating than mine, because I was just like, oh, audio's quiet, why the fuck do I think it would be different? And then I progress in the game.
That is such a frustrating thing, though, when you are Let's Playing, especially especially if you record it on one track. I like to record everything on one track just to due to time. If you record it on 2 tracks, you can fix it, but it's a pain in the ass. If you record it on 1 track, you are stuck with however it's balanced.
Yeah.
And you will modify things ahead of time, like, you take the music down to try and make it better for the viewers, but if they poorly balance things and they go in and out, at times you're just like, fucked. Or you're like, what? I can't tell what the hell's going on. How is the viewer going to?
Yeah, that's why I intentionally, I don't know if it's just my luck or something, but I intentionally record things on 2 different tracks, because I'm always having to fuck with it. Also, sometimes I'll, like, say things and I'm like, oh, fuck, I shouldn't have said that, because it probably, like, I will say things that spoils things, so I'm like,
oh I thought you meant mean things. You're like, I hate pregnant ladies.
Oh, no, I don't edit that out. Like, your body looks like shit! No, anyone who's, oh, damn, did she just go there? No, seriously, women, I think it's great that you're giving birth to things that are alive. Oh, God. But, oh, shit. Anyway, yeah, baby bodies are interesting. Okay.
What?
No, yeah, okay.
If we had an award for the weirdest thing said on the podcast, I think you would, because...
baby bodies are weird. Anyway, what the fuck were we even talking about before we started talking about pregnant women? Seriously, like, I don't even remember. You were, to use a term they use in Britain, you were slagging off babies. You're like, it's about time babies get their comeuppance. I'm gonna say it. You babies, you look weird. Big old heads and eyes. What's up with that? Why can't you walk? I'm like, Gamerpixie, they're doing their best. You're like, no, they're not. If they were, they'd be doing better. I'm like, oh, God. Jesus, I don't know. I haven't seen a baby in a while. I must not understand babies' limitations. No, but seriously, help me out. What were we talking about?
We were just talking about Outlast and bad sound balancing in games.
How do we get to babies?
You started on this rant about pregnant women. I tried to stop you, but you didn't listen.
Hey, I'm sorry. I never listen to Paul. Well, I mean, I do. It's just when you give me homespun wisdom, I don't.
I do that all the time on my rocking chair.
I have a rocking chair in. I have a rocking chair in the front yard now. It's cool. We also have a giant spider that lives next to it, so I'm kind of scared to, like, sit in it. Like, the spider will come down and go bite me, spew web at my face.
Is that why you hate spiders?
I don't hate spiders.
Because the other day I was like, hey, this reminds me of Charlotte's Web, and Gamerpixie's like, Charlotte's a bitch, and I'm like, whoa, what?
You didn't read the rest of the comments?
I'm like, whoa, everyone loves Charlotte's Web. It's like a children's classic, and you're like, that spider's a whore. Well, you didn't say whore, you said bitch, but...
She saved the pig, but she didn't save me. She could have, like, spun an arrow web pointing to the nearest exit of the asylum. Instead, she was like, look at my webs, Miles. And Miles is like, I'm missing my finger. Can you do voice acting? Because he literally, like, when he's getting beaten up by Wall Rider, he's like, And he's like a rubber chicken, just...
Oh, that's gotta be the hardest voice acting to do, because you're in a room, and you're like, alright, pretend to do this thing you've never done before.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully in his voice acting career he's done it, but yeah, no, like, pretending to get hit must be, like, the hard, like, I can't even pretend to be hit and do it in a voice thing. I can't do it.
I'm stoic. See, I just took it. I don't make any...
Wait. Do it again. Hold on. Do it again. Ow!
That was not my noise.
That was not your noise? I'm sorry. But yeah, no, especially speaking of voice acting, Outlast had that good, because, like, I don't know, Paul points out a really good point. Voice acting must be really hard, because, like, you're right, you're just sitting in this soundproof room, and, like, usually the lights are kind of dim. I don't know why. Maybe make it more romantic, calm down the voice actor a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. They usually are dim, though, and it's the soundproof room, so you just hear yourself, and you have this one, like, fucking microphone that's huge, usually, and you have to, like, step into the world that you think you're supposed to be in, you know, and then make the sound that you're supposed to. I don't know how you do that.
Plus, there's a natural inhibition when you're doing that in front of people, especially if they're people you don't know. I mean, I've done voice stuff before. You've done a little voice stuff. It's kind of awkward and...
Yeah, it is kind of awkward, but I guess as a voice actor, you like build up that resume enough that you're just like, okay, I'm used to this. But I don't know how you would do the pleasure sounds and not feel.
Oh.
Yeah, like he goes silky, and you're like, how are you doing that and not like laugh or accidentally get aroused?
I would think I'd laugh more than get aroused and be like, oh, that's not boner voice actor again. I can't help it.
Like, I'm sorry. That's a weird, like, do you think when people do, like, sex scenes in movies, they actually get aroused?
I would think in some situations, yes. I would think in some situations, the anxiety would be so high that the answer would be no. Because sometimes you hear people be like, it's not really sexy. I mean, we have all those people on there, around you, good words, and, like, staring at you in lights. And
yeah, yeah, you're probably just like, okay, I'm an actor, pretend.
Yes, I'm done.
She's faking it. No, but if you were in a movie and someone was like, okay, this guy's gonna press you up against the wall and he's gonna smooch you, like, I just would laugh the whole time. Like, I don't know how I wouldn't laugh, especially if it would be like, I don't know. Like, how would you...
Well, hopefully no guys pushing me up against a wall and kissing me. I don't want to be in that film.
You don't want to be in that film? What if, like, oh, hey, I have an idea. Okay, so you really want to be...
The very best? The best there ever was?
To catch them is my real test. To try to miss my cause. Misty, you're such a bitch. Let me steal your bike. Oh, Ash! I used the worst Pokemon! I'm Brock. I want to breed Pokemon. I also can't see. Sorry. You made me relive my childhood.
He does very well for someone who can't see. So that was the scene. Am I doing it with Misty or the chick from Team Rocket?
Jessie. I love Jessie. If I could remember... I was thinking about that recently. I was getting mad at myself because I couldn't remember the Team Rocket's like entrance monologue. I was getting really mad at myself. He's like, to unite all people within all nations. Jesse James. I don't know. I like this. You're distracting me from my hypotheticals, and I know why, because you don't like hypotheticals. And then you made me, he's good. He's good, because I had to monologue about fucking Pokemon, so good job, Paul. Alright, so you want to be the greatest, don't say it again, you want to be the greatest actor in the world. And, yeah, so, like, to get your upcoming, I don't know if that's an actual thing that people say. They're like, oh, you have to do this one scene. You're just an extra, and this guy's gonna push you up against a wall, and he's gonna kiss you a couple times, maybe on like the cheek and then on the mouth once. And they were like, and after that, you will have millions of dollars. You will be the best actor ever. You will be in all movies. All women will love you. Some men will too. What? Would you do it?
Well, the thing is, I've done extra work before, and they don't ever pay the extras millions of dollars.
Yeah, but what if they're like, oh, this what?
No, I've done extra work before. It is the most boring work you will ever do. Watching paint dry is as exciting as being an extra. Maybe more exciting. You'd be like, that patch dried. Oh, yes.
Jesus. Well, I think getting little kisses, that wouldn't be as boring as like being in the background and talking.
I think it would be boring either way. Yeah.
Okay, okay, let's change the acting thing, because I just realized you don't really fucking care about being an actor. So, like, $3 million.
So you're saying you give me $3 million to kiss a guy? As long as he doesn't have herpes or disease?
No, to have a guy kiss you on camera.
Okay, yeah, okay, for $3 million.
You would do it?
Yeah, that's okay. You hit my price. Everybody's got a price. I'll kiss a guy for $3 million, as long as they don't get a disease. Okay, and the doctor...
Because you said disease, my brain was like, doctor. No, but okay.
Is this where you push it? You're like, okay, what if he, like, you know,
yeah,
I'm not having sex with the guy.
They're like, Paul, Paul, your shirt is totally fucking up this shot.
How?
Like, it's just the camera and the saturation.
I got confused. I thought you meant now. I was like, what? No, I always wear a shirt when I podcast.
That's good. No, but in this situation, the director's like, oh, your shirt is just fucking making me angry. Take it off.
Well, I'm still
like,
not...
let's do the scene again.
I'm not having sex with the guy. You gotta kiss this guy
with your shirt off. Yeah, you're not having sex with him, but your shirt's off.
Yeah,
and then,
whatever.
And then, okay,
$3 million
so
bucks, they can see my fat belly. I don't care. I jiggle when I'm happy.
They can't...
Commence the jiggling.
wow, what if they did that in the movie where they're like, okay, you kiss him with shirt off and then you jiggle in front of the camera. Would you still do? Would you still do? Would you let him get up behind you and grab your hips and then shake you so you jiggle?
See, you're just working me towards sex. I knew you were going to from the start.
No, it's not. No, just because he's up against you doesn't mean you're gonna have sex. God, have you ever been up against men before? God.
No, I don't usually let men grind on me. Believe it or not, I don't normally imply, yeah, why don't you grind on me while I jiggle my belly?
He's not gonna grind on you. He just grabs your hips and then shakes you, not himself.
Why is he shaking me? I'm not a baby.
Because you have to jiggle for the camera.
I can jiggle on my own. I'm a jiggle master.
Okay, so you're jiggling for $300. $3 million.
Whoa! I just got fucked by director Gamerpixie. You said $3 million, and I get $300 to kiss a dude and jiggle for a camera. What the fuck is this shit?
When I said 300, I had my thumb over the rest of the zeros. Okay, I fucked up. Okay, so you'd still do it for $3 million.
Yeah.
Okay, and then they're like, well, you know what would make this seem better?
I'm not having sex with the guy.
No, you're not going to have sex with him. It's fine. And then they said it would be better in the shower.
I'm not going to be naked in the shower with the dude.
You're not naked. You're still just jeans.
Okay. This is weird. Okay. So I'm in the shower jiggling, and what is he doing?
He's just...
Showers tend to be rather crowded.
Yeah, no. It's like one of those open showers. Did you ever see the movie It? It's like that shower.
Yes.
Okay, it's like that shower. It's really wide and stuff. And then, okay, so $3 million, you're jiggling in a shower, and then they're like, oh, you know what would make this better? Yeah, you're in the shower. And they're like, we would just turn the shower head on, lukewarm, and y'all are both get nice and wet. And then he says, how can I make this work without going to sex? I'm trying my hardest.
See, you wanted to.
Yeah.
You wanted to go to sex, but I preempted you.
You wouldn't have sex. Would you have sex on camera with a man for $3 million?
I doubt I would.
I would.
I don't know. Yeah, but you're a woman, so...
Yeah, I'd have sex with a woman, too, for $3 million. It doesn't matter. They're actors. They've been drug tested, disease tested.
Yeah, I really don't want to do a porno. No.
Yeah, but...
I remember dating people who were like, hey, let's record us having sex. And I was like, no. And then later on when you break up, you're like, I'm really glad I didn't record that.
Well, you know, I wouldn't do that because I would just, like... It would no longer be me being, like, organic with it. I'd be like, oh, fuck, there's a camera on, and then
I like how you're like, my sex process would be interrupted. I can't have that.
Yeah, it would. Well, I mean, come on, like, you wouldn't even attempt, so who's to say if it was going on, you would be like, what the fuck is this? Okay, and, I kind of fucked up with my, wording, because I was just gonna make it so outrageous, and then be like, fuck you, it's $300, but then I accidentally said that out loud. So that was my hypothetical.
So you're gonna blow all the budget on your film for a weird shot of me jiggling in the shower where the other guy stands there awkwardly.
Yeah, well, no, he's not standing there awkwardly. He is, like, dominating the jiggle.
What?
He's also naked, by the way.
You didn't add that till just now. Is that what he's gonna say? Is he gonna say that I'm gonna dominate the jiggle?
No, he's just gonna lean in as the shower is on. I got this good. It says limelight, like the shower is going on. You can hear the water hitting the tile. You're just standing there jiggling with this nice expression on your face, sort of shell.
What kind of nice expression can you have as you jiggle your fat?
No, you just got it. You're so content, and then he's holding on to your hips. And he's naked as hell, and he's also gleaming with the shower. Your chest is gleaming with the water. I need to write fanfic. And he leans in, because he's taller than you. He leans in to your ear, and he says, I like the way you jiggle.
I'd be like, shut the fuck up, a master's at work.
Cut, here's $3 million.
Like, excellent.
And he throw it at you, and you're like, you dirty whore.
I'd be like, I don't ever want to work with this guy again. He's so unprofessional.
Wait, no, that was in the movie. You're unprofessional. That was in the script. Did you read that?
The script was
and then we run around and we grab the dollars. We grab the dollars up because we're not going to give them to you.
You wrote a script that had,
yes.
with a jiggle
Movies
in it.
have scripts, don't they?
Yeah,
most movies, even pornos have scripts.
I've never read a porno or read a porno.
I read them all the time. I read mine at work. I feel weird.
500 years from now, that's what Masterpiece Theater will be. It'll be just fancy British pornos on PBS.
It will. Yeah. Oh.
Boner Piece Theater presents Lady Bonerton.
Lady Bonerton.
Oh, we've lost all the money, but we're royalty. What will we do? You can become a hooker. I already am. Me too.
Well, I guess we're fucked. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Anyway, so we pick up all the money, and you fucked up, so you were just standing there. We have it on footage. A naked man behind
you know how hard it would be to pick up $3 million?
Well, we only threw, like...
A check?
Freaking...
Like, a check I could pick up. $3 million in cash is going to be really heavy.
Well, no, we only threw, like, I don't know, $900 of it. We
no,
you
said I have a contract for $3 million. You didn't say...
Yeah, but we didn't throw it all when you fucked up, because we... No, we were...
I didn't fuck up. You said cut.
Yeah, you did.
I can say whatever I want when you're done shooting.
No, we said cut because we thought you were going to say what's on the script, but you didn't. You were
didn't tell me what was on the script. You didn't even give me a script. You were just like, hey, fat boy, get in there and jiggle in the shower. All right.
You almost got $3 million for it, but you insulted...
What, you can't afford a second shot? You can afford $3 million for fat jiggling, but you can't afford a second shot.
We were paying for you. And, yeah, well, we didn't tell you the entire contract deal.
I would have read it.
So but we changed it.
No, I would have, you can't change it. I would have read it. I would have a copy.
Okay, well, you would have read the script too. You would have read the script too, wouldn't you? Ooh!
Well, at no point did you say there was a script or what it was. But,
it's a movie!
When I had my contract with Comedy Central, they sent me a script and they were like, is this okay? And I read the whole thing. And then I was like, these points need to be changed because they gave me somebody else's contract. Some guy who used to work for Conan O'Brien. And I'm like, these things, that's not my character. You gotta change that.
Yeah. Well, you didn't do that with us, did you? Case closed. You don't get $3 million. You were touched by a naked man.
Now I can sue you.
No, you can't sue us.
Why not? I have my contract. I would have kept my contract.
Because when you said that, the naked guy, he punched you in the face.
It's not like I keep the contract in my pants in the shower. He kills me. Oh, that's
he did. That was another part of the movie. He said this was based off of real stories about Paul.
No, you told me I only had to jiggle in the shower and let some guy touch me.
Yeah, well, you broke the contract when you started talking shit. Okay, this is really fun, actually. But
I think we have one last question.
Yeah, sorry about that.
All right, the last question. Sorry.
No, please go ahead.
The last question is by Kid Kingpin. He asks, "When do you see yourselves stop YouTubing?"
Honestly, I can't see that far into the future, and even when I do, I don't really see me stopping at all. So this is kind of not the answer that I'm sure you wanted, like you're asking for, but honestly, this is the only answer I have. When YouTube really fucks up, I'll stop. And I feel like they will probably really fuck up at some point, and there'll be like a revolution sort of thing. But I'm not entirely sure. I can't, because if I get married, I'm still gonna YouTube. If I get a career, I'm still gonna YouTube. It might be a little less, but I'm still gonna do it. Like, I'm not like, oh, if I get married, then I'll stop or something. Or if I have children, which I really don't want any, but if I ever do have them, I'll stop. No, I'll keep going. So Paul is laughing at me because I don't want to be a mama yet.
Well, that's because earlier you were like, I don't understand the limitation of babies and they look weird. I'm like, is that why you don't want kids?
I don't want them I don't want to birth an alien baby.
I don't want to shoot that little weird, creepy, freaky thing out of my vagina. I'm like, oh.
Dude, so many people I know are getting pregnant and they're like, oh, and I'm like, ugh. I mean, I
hope
think
that's not how you respond when they tell you, I'm going to have a baby. Ooh.
No, it's all on Facebook, so they get to take like the most creepiest photos.
You're right.
And you know what? Anyone who's pregnant, if you're listening to this, or if you have a person you know is pregnant, yeah, I think it's fucking weird, okay? And that's my problem. But I think there's nothing wrong with it. But to me, it's gross. A lot of natural things are gross, okay? And pregnancy is one of those things when people are like, isn't it beautiful? I'm like, no. No, it's not. I mean, like, in the thought process, I'm like, whoa, that's fucking amazing. Wow, man. Other than that, dude, if someone's like, oh, the head's crowning, I'm like, okay, I'm out of here. Gonna go sit in the cafeteria or something. Probably not eat, because I can't eat now. Babies are gross. Goo goo gaga this, motherfucker. Anyway.
All the babies that were listening to the podcast aren't anymore.
Where she made fun of me. Whatever.
Cry babies.
But so wait. What was your answer?
I don't know. I will probably stop when it becomes more work than fun. And there are times when it feels like that, when YouTube's being a dick, about their broken-ass copyright system, or when people don't see that you're posting videos. Because when you put up a video, it's not like you expect 1 million people to see it, but you hope somebody sees it. And sometimes YouTube doesn't even notify people that you put a video up.
Yeah, no, like, that's happened with me, like, the Outlast series, too. Like, I'll upload it, and it's gotten better of people, like, being able to see it, but it will be, like, sometimes I'll have something up for, like, 2 days, which is kind of a while for me. Like, I usually get feedback earlier, and I know it's fucking YouTube. But I agree with you. Basically, my shorthand answer is what you said. Like, I'll stop when YouTube really fucks up. So, sorry. I know you probably wanted an answer like, when I get to 97, or like, when I get married and move into my new house, hopefully I'm not old like this when that happens. Then I'll stop. No.
I'll admit, too, for me, if I had a different job, or if I end up having to get a different job, because the last couple of months this year, work has been kind of shitty, and being in entertainment, it's always up and down. Like, if I had to get a straight normal job again, I would probably make a lot less videos, but I think I'd still like to make some.
Yeah, you still do it, but maybe not as much.
And I was going to mention this at the top of the episode, but I thought I'd wait till the end, is Twitch had TwitchCon recently this past weekend, like their first big convention, and at TwitchCon, Twitch announced that, I believe it's early next year, they're going to implement that you can make playlists on Twitch and upload your own videos. So
check that out, YouTube.
So hypothetically, well, I worried about that when YouTube came out with their live stream, and I'm like, if they're not careful, Twitch might start making it so you can upload things to them, and so even if someday I quit YouTube, it doesn't mean I might not, if Twitch became a better place, or if Dailymotion ever got their shit together, because I do put some stuff on Dailymotion now, I might, quit YouTubing, but still eventually go somewhere else. But that'd be probably a ways down the road.
Yeah. Basically when YouTube really fucks up. Like, I mean, if Twitch gets better than YouTube, I'll go over to Twitch. In fact, I'm trying to find excuses, like, to stream on Twitch right now. I can't really find anything because I'm not sure what to do. But, that's when I would quit YouTube as well. Like you said, the copyright thing. I don't even, I know it's different when you actually monetize because they're way more, like, God, I don't know, like, they'll hear, like, if you hear a snippet of a song at the end of a video, like, literally maybe, like, 3 seconds, if you're monetizing, they'll be like, that's copyrighted, like, the littlest of things. Since I don't monetize, I got a lot of stuff, like, every once in a while I'll get a copyright thing, because, I have a ton of Barbie stuff, and I have Barbie songs, actually, in some of the videos, and since I'm not monetizing, I don't get shit, but, like, compared to Twitch and the whole copywriting thing, like, Twitch might be a better way to go. Like, if it does start creating its own, like, playlist and upload and profiles like that. Hopefully they don't have the copyright problems that YouTube does.
Yeah, I expect, too, when Twitch starts, they'll probably start slow. Because, it takes a while for when you implement anything new. But it's certainly, once they come out with it, I'm definitely going to be keeping my eye on it, regardless. It doesn't mean I'd leave YouTube necessarily at that point. But just like Gamerpixie says, if there's somewhere better to be, that's where I want to be.
Seriously, and that's this natural fucking economy business shit. And I love YouTube. I love YouTube because it's where it started. It's where I met a lot of cool people and all that stuff. But I mean, that will be like sentimental for me. Like when it comes to actual function, fuck YouTube if there's something better, Because they were like, oh, but you started here. Like, how could you leave? I'm like, well, just because you started somewhere doesn't mean, like, you can't move to something better and still have good memories about where you were.
That's one of my favorite things about the podcast is we do put it up on YouTube, but we put it on iTunes, too.
We do.
I used to...
We charge 99 cents an episode.
Everything's free, like me.
Yeah.
What was I saying?
Are you free? For dinner tonight. Okay. Fuck my brain.
Long ago, I used to love YouTube, and I told everybody to get on it, and I've mentioned it before, but after all this copyright crap, after all these years...
And this, excuse me, but these aesthetic changes as well.
Yeah,
I have to
agree.
say, everything looks like shit, so... Go ahead, sorry.
And just, I've lost most of my love for it. The only reason I do it now is because when people comment on a video and like it. So much of YouTube has become crappy work dealing with their crappy system. I have the spreadsheet I started keeping sometime last year, I think it was, or maybe a little older than that, about when you get to the appeals process and copyright stuff. That's after you've got through the dispute process and you get to the appeals process. And I was looking at it, and I have on there over 50 different fucking appeals I have appealed and won. And that doesn't count all the appeals and disputes I won before I started keeping track of that.
Oh, jeez.
And then on top of that, they don't even notify me anymore when I win these. Like, on my spreadsheet, I'll write down when I'm going to contest a copyright bullshit claim. And like, every couple of weeks, I open it up and be like, okay, this one should be up. And they say they'll notify you, and they haven't in ages. And then I'll look and be like, oh, I won it. It's remonetized, or at least the other company doesn't have rights to it anymore. Now I can fight another one. And just, their whole system's a joke.
Their notification system, by the way, is fucked, too. Like, in general, everything is fucked about that.
Yeah, for a while there we weren't getting notifications about comments, and even now I get them about some, but not others.
I get maybe 40% of the time they'll actually, that little bell, that Google fucking bullshit bell will have like a red thing, notification number on it. No messages, no notification for messages, like private messages. Nope.
I have that too. When I go into private... Well, the worst thing is when they switched the message thing is they got rid of all the old messages.
I know! I was so mad because I have some really, really valuable... I had some very valuable messages that meant a lot to me, like... And I know you're like, why didn't you back them up? But I didn't know fucking YouTube would change right to that and not tell me that I would lose all my messages. Because they didn't tell you. They didn't tell you would lose them. So,
they didn't.
Go ahead.
No, I had the same thing where I had some like really old messages from years and years ago where I'd message like Gamerpixie or some of the other people I've worked with, or really nice ones with just viewers where you interact in private messages, and just all gone for the old ones. And the new ones, half the time I don't get a notification, and then when I go into messages, because I don't check that a lot, then I'll have a message from like 2 months ago, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to be a dick. I had no idea you messaged me.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, from an aesthetic point of view, like the way they set up the messages is stupid. Yes. It's like, oh god, I don't want to say it's so Facebook, but it really is just so Facebook. It's like a giant fucking text message board, which is really annoying to me because the messages used to be like emails. Yeah, they used to be like emails on YouTube, which I prefer way over the fucking... Like, do you know when you reply to a message, it says it's like a comment or something?
It does. It looks like you're just doing a normal comment, but it's a private message.
Yeah, it's really fucking weird. And I know it's like, well, it's not really a big deal. Did you hear my stomach?
No.
Sorry. It growled and it kind of hurt me. Anyway, yeah, no, like, it really... it's just not as good as the original. I know people are like, well, you don't like change. And I'm like, I like change, just not when it's shit.
When you change to something that's the same, it's annoying. When you change to something better, it's awesome. When you change to something inferior, it's infuriating. And you can tell because we have both been on YouTube for a long time, and as soon as the YouTube thing comes up, and lots of other people have this too. I mean, people watch videos, people make it, that YouTube used to have the most dedicated community of people who were like, we fucking love this site. And now it's become so many people who are like, if there's somewhere better, I'm going there.
Seriously. And you know what? Like, I feel like YouTube kind of placates as well because, or picks favorites rather, placates to their favorites because the videos that they promote now are like, I don't want to say it's all beauty gurus and stuff, but they're definitely promoting different, I don't know, like, I don't want to say artists, but I will definitely say that the gaming community is, like, suffered a lot on YouTube.
That's one thing I like about Twitch, and I don't know that they'd be able to do it for pre-recorded, uploaded videos, but at least with live streams, even if you're a small channel, you're not going to be at the very top, but you're pretty easy to find if you're in a game category people are looking at. In YouTube, like, if you go on your what to watch bullshit page, like, you're never going to find a small or medium channel.
Yeah, you won't. You won't. Like, for people just starting out, like, hopefully someone who has more connections stumbles upon your video and goes like, oh, this is really funny, huh, people check this out, because there's, like, no, to be discouraging, you don't have a prayer's chance, really. Like, it'd be once in a blue moon, because YouTube has fucked that up so much. Like, you used to just be able to be like, oh, look, this is the person that's playing the same game as this person. Just less well known. No, now it's like, all these people who already have a lot of subscribers anyway, which I know that kind of makes sense because it's more popular, but they just... Why not show me more gaming stuff when I ask you to show me that, not like fucking BuzzFeed videos and stuff?
No, I agree. I think that's why there's a lot of people on Twitch. There are a lot of people on Twitch who are like, I don't have to deal with the YouTube bullshit, and I can just have fun. And you want to make it... Yeah. YouTube used to be like, I can just go have fun, and that's where people want to be. Especially if you're not making money, you want to be where you can just have fun.
Yep, and they're really fucking that up. So, like, answer to your question, when YouTube really, really fucks up, or... when something better comes around. Because the only reason I'm using YouTube is, one, I know a lot of people use it, so I'll actually like have an audience and stuff, and then I can have fun there because I'm not monetizing yet. But that doesn't mean all this other shit about YouTube isn't bothering me. Like, it really is bothering me, and it's making it harder to have fun doing what I want to do. So if something better comes along, yeah, I'm switching way faster than you could say. Switch. I don't know what the fuck. YouTube. There you go.
And I'll admit, as a viewer, I watch Twitch more than I watch YouTube now.
Yeah. No, and I understand that why, too, because I was watching your streams and I was like, whoa. I don't know why. It's just, like, it's nicer. It's weird. It's weird to describe. One, the whole, like, layout is less fucking annoying than YouTube. They get rid of suggestion things, which is really nice. Which is cool because you're watching a live thing. But, you know, it's a difference because I can't quite compare the two since Twitch is live and YouTube isn't.
Well, when I went into the YouTube gaming site, like, when it first started, and on the right they had, like...
what a piece of shit, man.
On the right they had, like, all these featured channels, and virtually all of them were like Markiplier, and like I mentioned before, nothing against the guy, but it was people who were not live. They were just big on YouTube, and it's like, if I'm going on a live site, I want to have the interaction. I want to hang out with the chat, even if I don't type anything. I want to hang out with the viewer or the guy who's streaming. I would stream more, but my problem is I'm so introverted that after I talk for a couple hours, I just kind of get like okay, I don't want to say anything anymore. That, and I never know what to stream, so.
That's me. I don't even know what to stream, and, like, I don't know. I'm not really afraid of myself not talking that much, because I know sometimes people will come to streams just to, like, it sounds weird, but people will come to streams just to sort of, like, be alive next to people. I know that sounds really weird, but as humans, we do kind of like that.
No, we're social creatures.
Yeah, so we kind of like that, like, oh, it's live, and we're both alive at the same time. We're kind of hanging out, even though this person isn't talking. But... yeah, and then, oh my god, have you seen the people stream on the YouTube thing?
I only looked at it, like, the first day or two on Gaming Live, and I haven't looked at it since. And I think a lot of people that way, because I haven't heard anybody talk about it since, like, the first week.
Yeah, no, I saw it, and I was like, what? Well, the first thing that came off my brain, I was like, wait, why would anyone do this if they could just do Twitch? That's the first thing I thought of. And then... I hate YouTube because it keeps giving me... it's like, oh, you like games? And the ads before every video is, like, YouTube gaming. And I hate it because it's so, like... it feels pandering because it's like, oh, look, our logo is in 8-bit, and there's 8-bit sounds, and the music's in 16-bit, and we're gamers. Guh. And I'm like, just leave me alone. I hate advertising, though, so I guess on YouTube's part, they couldn't help it. I do. I'm an advertising Nazi, as in I hate them.
Well, YouTube can be frustrating that way. This past week, I was trying to watch some Crusader Kings 2 videos on YouTube, and like the video just would not play. And I'd refresh it, and it would play the fucking ad, and then it wouldn't play the video. It would just get stuck in buffer, and I'm like, if you can play the ad, why can't you play the video? And I was just like, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to go watch Twitch, and that's what I did. It's like,
yeah, you're like, the Twitch is better. Yeah, I don't know. YouTube... you're still fucking up. So to answer your question, we keep, like, going off, but it's true. Everything we're saying, like, from our experiences is true in our opinions. Yeah, we'll probably stop when something, Twitch, gets better. Or when it fucks up too much. And I'm just gonna say this. Should we say bye? Because I'm pretty sure our episode's gonna be, like, 2 hours long.
It is a long episode. You are correct.
Yes. Okay, well, thanks for the question, you guys. I can't wait to listen to the hypothetical. Because that was kind of steamy.
Yeah, you're just trying to get me to have sex with a guy, but luckily I cut that off.
You did. You cut that thing off.
Alright, everybody, thanks for hanging out. We'll see you all next time.
Love ya.
Bye.
Oh, that's a dog in my throat. Okay. Bye.